summer, in the daytime, I'm a big fan of glowing looking skin or highlights. Not too much, but kind of in the center. I think that looks really good because it just brightens the eye up a little bit more, especially if you have small eyes, or even a lot of Asians have tighter eyes. So I like to put a little lighter color right in the center. That way it just looks bigger, it looks more alive, it looks more awake. This is actually a really great technique if you have to get dressed early in the morning, but you don't want to look like you just woke up, but you don't want to look like it's too much. I would just move in with a little bit of a light color in the corner of your eye. Pencil brush, great for the corner of the eye. Very simple, just make sure it has a really good peak. You don't want anything that's too flat on the top. And I'm going to use a pearlized beige cream color for her. She has a nice tan going here, so I don't want to take away from that. Okay, just right in the corner, and I'm actually going to be moving that up toward the brow. This is where I can go a little bit higher. Most shadows, a lot of people tend to move it as they apply. As you notice, I'll tap it first and then kind of spread it out. Just because I don't want that to be a focal point, but I definitely want it to show. And again, on the other side here, tap it there and then brush it up toward the brow. This creates a lighter color right within the bridge of the nose here. We all go in here, but you don't want it to look dark. This is actually a good technique also if you're doing a smoky eye as well. Overall, good technique, to be honest. Now, of course, All Looks don't call for a center that's highlighted, but you know, here we're going to do the whole summertime glow. Okay, so next I'm going to move in with some color. This is where it's really fun. I tend to blend a lot of colors, but stay with me and it will turn out great. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a very, very soft pink. And I'm going to just tap her eye lid with it. When we're focusing on the lash line, that tends to be where you see most color when you first look at someone. And I don't go any higher than the crease. See, open your eyes for me. See, her crease is right there, so I won't go any higher than that point. So you want to see that color really well. That area you want to save for shadows that blend the two together. Save your space. Okay. And let's do the same to the other side. Just tap it on there, that way it sticks. Don't try to start blending yet. We're not at that point. I'm actually going to put a few colors on her eyelid. But this is a really good color as a base. All right, now I'm going to move in with a little bit of gold. Or I wouldn't say straight on gold, I would say pink with a gold undertone. This too, I'm going to just tap right on top here. This one here has a shimmer. It's slight, it's not too grainy. Usually the grainy look is more for the club, girls' night out, things like that. Definitely not daytime, it could be a bit much, but you know, everyone has their own preference. That's just my opinion. But this is perfect for the day. Just go over the other eye as well. You may not see much of a difference yet, but once we blend in all colors, you'll see why I had to go in with the pink with the gold undertone, because I'm going to blend in some brown as well. Okay, so from here, I'm actually going to get a little bit of dab of gold, and what I like to do, this is just my own thing, right on the center of the brow bone, is where the eye stands out the most because of our eyeballs. So right on that center, I'm going to just put a little bit of gold here just to create some depth. It's not necessary, it's just, you know, I'm having fun. A little bit of gold, not much, but just so that part can stand out a little bit more than the rest of the eye. Again, I'm not blending yet. I'm just applying. The way you apply your shadow makes all the difference in the world. Because when we're girls, when we're little girls and we're first using makeup, it's natural to go like this. But think about it, you're putting it on and taking it off at the same time, and it doesn't make any sense. So as women, we mature and we learn things, and we see that, okay, we want some shadow that's gonna last all day. Of course, you have that base, which is gonna make sure it lasts forever. This is what I do on all my clients for their weddings. Use a great base, that way they can look great from the morning till the nighttime. All right, so I'm going to move in with a little bit of a warm brown with my blending brush. Reason why I'm using this blending brush is, one, I want to blend all the colors together, but two, I don't want it to take over the colors we've already placed on her eye. Just want a little bit of color. And I am starting from the outside of the eye here. Usually if you want to go in with darker colors, you start from the outside. All we're doing pretty much is just following the way nature has the eye. Usually it's darker on the outside of the eye, lighter in the center, darker in the corner. On this model here, Roxy, we're going to just focus on darker makeup or darker shadow on the outside of her eye because it is more of the daytime look. I always tend to like putting, you know, the darker colors in the center for nighttime where it's more dramatic, it's more sexy, it's more mysterious. So we'll save that for later. So I'm patting this on and then blending it through. Don't worry about if a little shadow falls on your cheekbones as you do this at home. We can always just brush that away. And notice I haven't put on any concealer under her eye yet. The reason why is because shadow does fall, and if you do that, you're just gonna have to backtrack, clean that up, then get fresh concealer. I like to do the eye first, get that out of the way, then we'll do all the concealer underneath. That way it just makes the job a lot quicker. Great. Okay. I'm gonna get my fan brush, just brush away the excess shadow on her cheekbone here. So I personally like the highlight under her brow, but I'm going to do a little bit lighter for those who just like that more pronounced brow bone. It's your preference. Some people like it, some people like it more simple. So let's do it. All you do is just lift that brow up with your hand. This you can actually, you don't have to really pat it on as much as the shadow here on the ball of her eye, because this is going to be slightly faded. You don't want it to be too pronounced. But it just gives a nice little highlight under. Notice I'm not going highlighting all the way from the front of her brow to the back, just about 3/4, just a little bit over the center. And doing the same for the other side here. Nice color. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind, when we have a beautiful face here, she's young, any shadow will look great on her. I did use a pearlized or shimmer shadow on her lid because she is young. Now, if you are a more mature woman and your skin doesn't have enough elasticity, you would say, then I would use matte colors. That way it looks smoother, it looks younger. You don't want to use shadows with shimmer or pearlized finishes because that's just going to make any wrinkles stand out a lot more. Okay? So I'm moving into the concealer portion. For me personally, I like using brushes that are very, very soft when applying concealer. The average concealer brush will look something like this.